So Joel Embiid is currently on an insane run. He's put up 30 points in 10 straight games, and he's finally getting some buzz for the MVP.
Yeah, y'all finally coming around. I've been hearing for the past 3 years that Jokic is better because he's got a better VORP. I'm like, all right, cool. Y'all actually watch the games? Like, Jokic is good, don't get me wrong. Joel Embiid is the best big man in basketball.
And before we get into talking about Joel Embiid, please consider giving the video a like, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell so you never miss out on any new NBA content. So on the year, he's putting up 33.6 points per game, 10.3 rebounds, over 4 assists, doesn't have another all-star on his roster. James Harden was close, but he didn't make it.
He's all right.
He's been absolutely eating, like, on both ends, too. Like, it's rare you see a guy besides basically Giannis that can really do it on both ends, but Joel Embiid's doing everything for the Sixers right now.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Tatum a little bit. AD, when he's healthy, he's never healthy, though, so that just doesn't count. Embiid's got his health problems, too, but yeah, if you want a guy who gives it to you on offense and defense consistently, I mean, he brings it on both sides every night.
I mean, I haven't seen a center that can score like this since straight up Shaq. Like,
no, you're right.
No big man was consistently putting up 30 points per game basically this century besides Shaq. And it's insane to see what he can do. He's got a handle. He can shoot a bit. He can get to the rim, obviously. Dude's just an absolute beast.
Who's the most like physically dominating center the past 20 years? Dwight Howard, probably.
Yeah.
And he averaged what, 18 points per game?
Yeah.
Embiid's averaging almost double that.
And he's been doing it for years now. Like, he averaged over 30 last year. I think he averaged like 27 the year prior. It's insane, his offensive bag. Like, you do not see that in 7-footers. Like, I guess KD's basically a 7-footer, but the dude legit has a bag out there.
When he spun on Nurkic and hit that buzzer beater on us a couple days ago.
Yeah, we remember that. That's still fresh in our minds.
He let that go, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's going straight through the hoop.
And because the 76ers are the 3rd seed in the East, I don't think you guys realize, at least at the time of this recording, they have a better record than the Nuggets.
That blew me away, because the West, people have always been saying like, oh, the West is so deep. The West has got all these tough players. Well, that means that you're playing tough teams too. So the Nuggets, who have the best record in the West, they're behind the Sixers because the Sixers have been on fire. They kind of got off to a whatever start. They've been killing it the past like 3 months.
Oh yeah, they're only a half game behind the Celtics at this point. They're 8-2 in their last 10, and I didn't believe them to start the season. I'm still not sure now due to the supporting cast, but I'm gonna say it, you have to. They're a contender.
They're a contender, and Embiid's gonna get his. James Harden in the playoffs, though? You buying that?
No. He doesn't need to carry, though. Just feed Embiid. He needs to give you 30 like once or twice a series. I'm not buying it, but...
You don't sound very confident. You just took a big pause before you said, oh yeah, I'll buy the 76ers.
I mean, the problem is they don't have anyone else to step up. Like Tobias Harris, you counting on him?
No.
Maxey could have a good game, but PJ Tucker, he can't do anything on offense. The rest of the supporting cast is the problem. I trust Embiid. Harden can do okay, but besides that, this team, there's not a lot left on this team.
You're forgetting one big problem. Doc Rivers is their coach.
Yeah, that is... Maybe they're not a contender now after thinking about it, reevaluating the situation. No, they got no shot with Doc Rivers.
Like we're making jokes right now. They got a shot when they got Embiid. So we've been rambling about how Embiid, we think he's underrated, but there's always generally a little bit of truth in some stuff like this. So why is he underrated? Well, him in the playoffs has not been great. I mean, people rag on someone like Dame for not having a ton of playoff success. Dame's made a conference finals. Joel Embiid has not even made the conference finals yet.
Yeah, that's insane. I think there is a lot of excuses he has. He does somehow get injured every year. Maybe that's his body and it's his own fault, conditioning, I don't know. But he also played with Ben Simmons for a bit.
I mean, that's an anchor that'll drown you in a hurry.
Hey, Squidward, this guy had a baby.
That's not a baby. That's a giant anchor.
Doc Rivers is his coach. Like, he's had a lot go against him. And let's go year by year. Last year, he was playing great in the first round against the Raptors. Had that fractured orbital bone. I didn't even know what an orbital bone was until then.
It's in your cheek, right?
Something like that. He could barely see in the second round. Didn't come back till game 3. So I'll give him a pass there. What about 2021?
Yeah, that's where the anchor comes in. I was the biggest Ben Simmons fan in the world, mostly because if you didn't didn't know in like 2K19 and 20, Ben Simmons at point guard and all-star team up was so much fun to play. Boy, he had a bad series though, and he has not recovered from it since. Like, he was horrible in that series, and Embiid wasn't amazing in every game, but I'll give you a pass when your second star legit gets scared to shoot the ball.
I mean, he averaged 30 and 13 on a torn meniscus, so that's about all you can really do.
Exactly.
Like,
I'll give you a pass for that, Joel. You get a pass.
It's not his fault.
2020 got swept by the Celtics. Again, kind of just didn't really have any help. His second best player was what? Josh Richardson, probably?
Yeah, Josh Richardson was the second leading scorer. I don't know. Is he even still in the league?
I don't think so.
I have not heard that name since I looked him up, so I do not think so either.
2019, though, I don't think we can give Joel a pass for this. I know he took the Raptors to the wire. Kawhi broke their hearts. Embiid was crying in the hallways on his way back to the locker room. But you had Ben Simmons, mind-breaking Ben Simmons. Like, he was still good. JJ Redick, Tobias Harris, and Jimmy Butler. And throughout the series, you averaged 17.5 points per game on bad shooting.
Yeah, if you want to criticize Joel, and I think this was before he really became the guy, like that guy, the Joel Embiid we know. So there is that, but he was not good in this series. And with the help he had this year, he probably should have got a title this year. Maybe not. It's always tough to win a title, but with that supporting cast, like, wow, that starting five was stacked.
And it just sucks that the Sixers bet on Ben Simmons and not Jimmy Butler after the season.
Yeah, that was so dumb. That was so damn dumb. Like, Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler together? God, they maybe could have won a title by now with that pairing, but nope, they went with Ben.
Hindsight is 2020, but even at the time, I remember a lot of people saying, like, this is the wrong decision.
Yeah, I think Joel thought the same thing.
Oh, Joel loved Jimmy Butler.
He did.
And 2018, his first year in the playoffs, I mean, they beat the Heat in round one, but then in the second round, you go down to the Celtics without Kyrie or Gordon Hayward. And look, I know that Celtics team played way above what they should. Hell, they took GOAT LeBron, 2018 LeBron, to 7 games in the conference finals. So, but still, when you're playing a team and their best player is 19-year-old Jason Tatum and Scary Terry, like, that's not great.
Yeah, maybe should have done better, but it was his first playoffs, so I'll at least give him a pass for that.
This year's got to be the year, though, right?
I think so. Legacy on the line, especially if he misses out on the MVP. He's got to be hungry. He's got to stay healthy is the main thing. He gets injured every year. But if he can do it this year, at least make the finals or something, that'd be huge for his legacy.
I don't think he needs to make the finals. I think they at the very least need to make the conference finals.
I agree.
And they need to go down swinging. You can't make the conference finals and get swept by Milwaukee.
Nope.
And you can't go out and 5 to Boston in the second round.
But if he beats Boston, that rivalry, that'd be big.
That would be big. And I think this could have, implications going on further this year. We keep hearing these rumors, and I don't really know how much to put into it, of James Harden maybe leaving for Houston.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't get that at all, but they're out there. And there's always a little nugget of truth with every rumor. So big year for Joel. We think he's criminally underrated.
He is.
But this year, show us, Joel. Prove us right. So what do you guys think of Joel Embiid? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, consider hitting that like button and sharing the video around, as it really does help us out. And hey, while you're here, why not check out some of our other videos as well? And don't forget to subscribe to Synthetic Sports.